Hey, what's up guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. If you haven't checked us out over on WearTesters.com, go ahead and do that. Lots of news, lots of written reviews, scores, extra tidbits of information, not just from me, but from our other, WearTesters guys and all that stuff. So if you want to see anybody else's input or thoughts, go over there, check us out. But these guys right here are the Jordan Supreme Elevation. Very strange name. What I ended up doing was buying this pair right here. It's just a little bit too big. This is my true size. I just feel like these are way too big, so I went down half a size. Originally I was gonna wait until they actually hit the US because it would have been cheaper, but I'm a little impatient, and so I just wanted to see if going down half a size would work, and it does. These fit perfectly. So what I would recommend is going down half a size from your regular size. If you're a wide footer, you should be good going true to size just because there is enough space in there. And if you just happened to like a lot of extra room in your shoes, because some people do, going true to size will give you plenty of room.
I feel like when they do release here, you're gonna have to put a thing out saying you've tried on the American versions though.
Why?
Because somebody had mentioned in the comments that maybe it's because it's on a bigger last.
While we're eating.
Length is length, width is width. When they measure a shoe, it's the size, whatever that size is, right? And then if you go to New Balance, for example, they have the size and then they have widths because they're two different things. Not everything can always be remedied by going up or down half a size. This is why it's important that shoe brands, basketball category specifically, they need to do something about wide footers. They need to. And I'm talking to every wide footer right now, which is not me. It is kind of insane that the only category in footwear that people actually get different widths, because surprise, we're all different, is running and some casual stuff.
Somebody said golf.
Oh, golf too. There you go. There's another one as well. So there might be more. If there is, feel free to let us know. I'm really just in tune with basketball. I don't float around. I'm not a football player. I don't play baseball and all that stuff. So I don't do any of those things. They use basketball, like the category of basketball, to sell other accessories, insoles predominantly. But for whatever reason, there are lots of players, NBA players specifically, that wear orthotics.
That makes sense with how often they change their shoes out.
That and the fact that a lot of them, they're really big people. A lot of them have low arches or no arches. And so they need extra support, especially with all that body weight. But I find it interesting that with a category like that and with all of the stuff that we know, where brands know about footwear and even just people in general about biomechanics and all that stuff, where you know that there are wide footers. And I know that you know that because you make shoes specifically for them elsewhere. So instead of doing that and keeping those things regional, why isn't it that we don't have the size and then a couple of extra width options? Again, I don't need this. I don't personally need it, but there are so many people out there that do, and the thing that sucks for those people is that instead of finding the shoe that will fit their foot, they're almost, I wouldn't say that they're impatient, but they are adamant about, I want this guy's shoe for whatever reason, whether it's because it's the new thing or because they're a fan of that player, but they want to wear that shoe. A Paul George fan, for example, might really just want to wear the Paul George 3. They're tight, like they're so tight. Even as somebody that likes a tight fit, that's a tight sneaker. Going up half a size in those is just not a good idea. The shoe then is too long for you. So everything that was made to scale is no longer in its proper place. The zoom is just a little bit further than where it's supposed to be. The arch is a little bit further than where it's supposed to be. When you tie yourself back in there because you have that extra length in the front, now your heel's popping out the rear. Nothing is in place. So why don't we just a little bit, you know what I mean? Just make two of them. Like, it doesn't even have to be at the extreme level that a runner is at, because there's multiple widths within a sneaker. If you take the Nike Air Monarch and Nike, so this is what I'm saying, Nike's not new to this. Nike does this already. So why don't you do it to a couple more shoes, Why don't you have select models where you're like, hey, this basketball shoe you can get in wide. That's all I'm saying. This is where, when we were talking in your performance review for the Asics, there are so many different variables to running, and it's so interesting that running as a category has all of those needs met. As a runner, whatever it is that you need, you have that need met by a particular shoe. And there's no athlete attached to it, so who gives what shoe it is, as long as it meets your needs, because that's what you need as a runner of that sport. Why can't we get the same thing in basketball? It's very frustrating. Why don't you make select basketball shoes both normal and wide? Just why not? I would like to know why.
We expect answers.
I don't expect answers. I don't. I'm just very curious. This is not a Nike only thing or a Jordan only thing. This is a basketball category thing.
Which I never even realized because, like you said, you don't have this problem. So it's not like we've ever had to hunt for...
No, but you have this problem, and that's exactly what I'm saying. And this is only one person. But out of two people, one person is like this, which means that the probability of that happening widespread across just the United States alone is very high. This turned into a really big rant. But like, this is why you come for the review and stay for the conversation, because this is something that needs to be discussed. And granted, it's a first world problem, but in our relative world of sneakers, it is an actual issue.
And it should be one that's been fixed already.
Right. That's the main thing. Because like I said, or I cut myself off earlier when I was trying to make that point, but Nike has been doing this with something like the Air Monarch. That shoe can fit anywhere from my foot to the widest of wide feet. Like they could fit the Hulk's foot if it needs to, because they make them in like super duper wide and stuff. They don't make bras one size fits all.
No.
So why would they do that with shoes? It needs to be addressed, but that is the thing that I think is very important for basketball. If we're gonna add one thing to the basketball footwear category, I feel width is most important. There's nothing more uncomfortable than trying to play an activity or sport with something that really doesn't fit you. So yeah, these guys right here, they run long, but they do not run wide, although they are slightly wider because it's on, they say PF. PF means performance fit. Nobody really knows what that means. So EP in China is the wide last. And again, I don't know what EP means either, but the EP is the wider shoes. So I think that the wide thing is an issue. These right here, they just run long, and that's just what that is. All of everything else though, because I got them in the size that fits me best, everything feels more in line. So like what I was talking about in this review, how it feels a little bit too mushy in certain areas, especially on that like end, like if you were to hit a step back or just, you know, push off to change directions, it felt like this area would sink in too much, and then you'd like possibly like have like an ankle issue. These ones, while it still is possible, like this thing, that's what I was talking about, everything now is in the right spot. And so this is where it's hitting that area. So this little bumper right there, even though I'd like it to be a little bit wider, a little bit more strong for an outrigger, maybe even the second one, I would still like that, but this feels better than that one. So this is where like trying shoes on, super important. The Zoom still feels just as bouncy. I think that these are awesome. They actually were lightly inspired by the Viz Zoom Up Tempo, which is what I had mentioned before.
Oh, right.
Yes, and also I take back what I said too, small retraction, second one in 1 month. That's kind of interesting, although this one is my fault, the other one not so much. Shout out to the Kobe 4 Procho. These guys right here, they were not designed by a team, although there is a team that works on this shoe, but this particular shoe did have one sole designer on him. His name is Justin, if you wanted to follow him. He has been working for Jordan Brand for quite a while, since as long as I can remember. And so like he's the one that designed these, again, loosely based off of like his love for that other shoe, which he still has in his collection. Like what the hell, man? Like I get super jealous. This guy right here is a white, black, and infrared 23 colorway. So this infrared is not like the infrared 6s.
It looks like the Jordan 4s we just did.
That's the thing, is that infrared 23 is almost like a blend between actual infrared and crimson. The infrared 23 kind of has an orangey pinkish hue, and that's what these have. So if you have the 2014 edition of the Air Jordan 6 infrared, that's what this color is. It's labeled infrared 23, slightly different. A lot of people don't care. It's a weird nerd thing for shoes, I get it. I'm wearing a Power Ranger hoodie, give me a break. Everything else about these guys, I think is pretty much the same as what I thought over here. Same upper as the 32s with some straps on it. The Flyknit feels good, it's strong, it's a sturdy Flyknit and all that stuff, but it is stretchy right there on the tongue. I am excited to play in these. I don't know what I want to play in first. I really want to play in these because I love this much Zoom. Like Zoom Air, for those of you guys that don't know, is my favorite cushion, period. That's why I get so upset when it's done improperly, or when they promise it and it wasn't really in there. Zoom Air is my favorite thing, but then at the same time, we got those Adapt BBs. And that's just a shoe where I'm just like, yo man, that's the future, bro. Like I want to just see what that's like. So I don't know which one I want to try first, whether it's these or those. I might bring both and just kind of like play, you know, try to like swap them out. Let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. I'm curious to see what this traction's all about. Curious to see how the Zoom is gonna feel. I love the way that this one fits now finally. So rumor has it that these are releasing sometime in March. There's no release dates usually on Team Jordans. So just keep an eye out, or we'll keep an eye out for you over at WearTesters.com so you guys can, you know, be updated and all that stuff. If you did happen to want a pair of these though, and you did not want to wait for whenever the release date is, I got mine from ID4 Shoes, also on eBay. I'll leave his link in the description description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Let us know what you guys think about this white, black, and infrared 23 colorway. But more importantly, most of what we talked about was actually the sizing thing. Do you agree? Whether you're a wide footer or not, I'd love to know your opinion. Do you agree that basketball footwear should stop excluding wide footers? Because it needs to be addressed, man. Like, these guys or girls that have wide feet need to be able to experience shoes the way that they were originally intended to. And I get it. You can't do 2 different runs on every shoe. As a consumer, I feel like that should be an option in basketball. Do you agree or no?
No, I definitely agree.
Okay, because you guys you have that as an option. She's a runner, and you just have that as an option. You don't have to be like, why don't they make these in my size? Or like my width. If I'm gonna pull myself out of the consumer side of things though, for like a moment and put myself into the business side, but for like any brand, I get that. I get that you're not, because it's expensive. Not only do you have to open a mold for size 5 through whatever, including half sizes, but now you gotta do it twice. So I get it. That's why I'm saying, like, it should be on select models, and I don't know what ones to do it on. They do it with Fly Ease, and they do it well, where like the Soldier will be the shoe that has the Fly Ease program with that shoe and stuff. So I think that something like that needs to be done for basketball, where something select, maybe take 1 budget shoe and 1 signature line and do it like that and just see what happens.
I feel like they'd get their money back.
You know, if there was a shoe made for, like, I feel like that would be like a hurrah for wide footers, because I'm serious. Go look in the comment section, man. Out of 10 comments, there's got to be at least 3 or 4, at least, being like, are these good for wide feet? You can't tell me that this is not something that needs to be addressed. It just should. Is this video even about these at this point?
It's about everything else with a touch of this.
It was supposed to be about these, so I don't know what we're gonna name this video.
I'm sure you'll come up with something by the time I'm done.
Probably not. What I want to do is just name it this shoe and then in this colorway. But at the same time, this is almost like a real talk while I'm holding a shoe in my hand the whole time, where it's like...
It's good. It kept you from playing with your face and messing with the mic.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Love to hear from you guys. Until next time, y'all, have a good one.